everyone. Thank you so much for coming the week before Christmas. We're really happy to see you all here. I'm Michelle Wolkert. I'm the director of the World Policy Institute. As some of you, as all of you probably know, we're going through a bit of a renaissance and reinvention. We've recently become an independent institution after 16 years at the New School. And we moved our offices up the street to 225th Avenue at 26th Street. And this is one of the very first panels under our new identity. And it's actually the first panel in a series that we're going to be doing on issues facing the candidates in the 2008 presidential campaign, and that the new president is going to have to deal with right away in January 2009. Before we get started, I just want to get some business out of the way. Cell phones, please turn them off, or to silent or vibrate as soon as you can. You probably noticed we've got a camera here. This whole event is being recorded, and it's going to go up on a webcast and a DVD, which is also a part of the new activities that we're doing at the Institute. So any of your comments will actually be recorded, so if you don't actually want to be heard on the tape, I would suggest you might write down a question on a piece of paper and wave your hands and someone can ask it for you. But if you do ask a question, then you will be heard on video. I wanted to thank several people who made this event possible. When you came in, I saw Kate Naloff in the back, who's our Director of Development and Administration, and who makes things happen. This would not have happened without her. Sam Nadapoff, who's the Director of the Global Economic Architecture Project at the World Policy Institute, had the idea for this event and started pulling it together in a very, very quick way with all the news that we've been having about the NIE lately. We thought that was important to jump on something quite quickly. And we also want to thank HSBC for hosting us. Peter Mabry, who's a longtime friend and supporter of the World Policy Institute, has arranged a space for us, so we're very, very grateful. Just before we start, I wanted to say a little bit more about the new World Policy Institute, what we do. We're, of course, very much the same World Policy Institute that's been around for a long time. You know and hopefully love, as we do, the World Policy Journal, which next year is going to celebrate its 25th anniversary. We've been around in various guises for more than 40 years. We have three main issue areas that we work on. One is promoting an inclusive and sustainable global market economy. The second is promoting engaged global civic participation and effective institutions. And the third is collaborative approaches to security across borders and across issue areas, taking a much broader, more holistic approach to security than what you might normally see. The panel today, I think, will touch on all of those three core issues. So without further ado, I will let the panelists get on with it. Thank you again for being here. And Sam Nadapoff of the World Policy Institute will take care of you. It's very good in your hands. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Michelle, and thank you all very much for coming. My name is Sam Nadapoff, and I run the Global Economic Architecture Project at the World Policy Institute. And I want to thank Michelle and Kate very much for all their hard work on putting on this event, and to our hosts for allowing us to use this room. We're very grateful. This event is the first in a series that we're going to be holding over the next year to examine key strategic challenges a new president is going to face in January 2009 regarding U.S. foreign policy. Now, Sigmund Freud once said that the goal of psychoanalysis was to transform hysterical misery into ordinary unhappiness. And that is the transformation U.S. foreign policy must make right now. We must move it from its current state of hysterical misery into a more reasoned calm. The next president must take a fresh approach and reevaluate U.S. interests and opportunities abroad based on facts rather than ideological preferences. Here we are, 2 weeks before the Iowa caucuses. Foreign policy issues outside of Iraq have played a very small role in the campaigns of the current presidential candidates. They will, however, play an enormous role in the life of the next administration. Iran will be a clear strategic challenge for the next president of the United States. An Islamist republic, slightly larger than Alaska, Iran has a population of 65 million people, 60% of which live in cities. Over 2/3 of all Iranians are under 30 years old. Iran is deeply involved in Iraq. Its government is publicly hostile towards Israel. It controls the world's second largest reserves of oil and natural gas, and it is an evolving nuclear power. The National Intelligence Estimate recently stated with high confidence that Iran ceased its nuclear weapons program in 2003, but also noted that Iran currently has everything it needs to eventually produce nuclear weapons. It is the intention of this series to offer substantive, fact-based analyses of the challenges U.S. foreign policy will face in January 2009. At this point, the United States requires a fresh evaluation of the foreign policy issues it currently faces, including Iran, and that is the reason for this panel today. With that, let me introduce the first of our panelists. Marcus Mabry is the international business editor of the New York Times, having come over from Newsweek, where he served as chief of correspondence. A former Edward R. Murrow Fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations, he is the author of the recent book, Twice as Good, Condoleezza Rice and Her Path to Power. I'm delighted to have him start us off.